What is up, everyone? My name is Z. Jared Holmes, and welcome to the next installment of Scream Sessions. Today, my guest is the Nerdy Dad. I know him as Shane, one of my bestest friends in the entire world. Shane, how are you today?
So
Is that
I'm
okay if
doing
I
pretty
call
good.
you Shane?
Yeah,
Because it would be really weird, like for the
yeah,
years and years that I've known you, to call you doing. I could call you Nerdy Dad. Even we met doing the promo stuff that we used to do back on
yeah,
TikTok. You used called like Kill Vigilante. I was just whenever we promoted against one another, I was just called you Shane. 'Cause I was like, you know what? I ain't
yeah,
gonna say Heal Vigilante. Like that's just dumb.
yeah, yeah. That would have been pretty dumb.
It would have. You got a Yankees shirt on. This
I
will come
do.
out after the World Series. Dodgers or Blue Jays?
Natural disaster, wrath of God, uh, the apocalypse, all things I'm rooting for to happen during the World Series, just so there's not a winner.
I feel that. I
Uh,
feel that.
like if God Himself could just smite the whole Dodger Stadium right now, that'd be great. You know.
Hell, hell
Uh,
yeah. But this really ain't a sports sessions or anything like that. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're getting down to
all
something
right.
that we both really bonded over when we first met: horror movies. So my first question, as is always my first question, what got you into horror?
Um. Well, at first it was just different. Like, I mean, I was a little kid when I first saw my first horror film, and it was just really different than anything else I had watched at the time. And I was hooked. So I started, again, I was a little kid, so I would, and my dad would occasionally get horror films. You know, I would sneak watch them, as kids did at that point in time because we didn't have internet. And the genre was just different. It was also feel like that was the first real big boom for horror at that point in time was the 80s and the 90s. So it was right in the middle of that. So
For sure. What's some of the movies that you first watched as a kid?
the first movie I watched, I doubt anyone would recall it. It was called Arcade. It was about a video game that when you die in the game, it takes your soul.
Never heard of that.
And obviously, me being heavy, no, it's obviously me being heavy into games, even as a kid, it drew me in, and it was cool. It was cool to see their interpretation of what a killer video game could be.
And I know you're a big comics fan, right? Like I know you like DC and Marvel and all that shit. Are there any
Yes.
horror comics that you read?
Well, I mean, I guess Hellblazer, John Constantine would be considered horror. But yeah, uh, I've read Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. I've
Yeah, I
delved
want to read that
into
one. I do want to
the
read that one because I love all three of
it
those
is
people.
it is wild. It is absolutely what it is. Out of all the comics that I've read, I like it's definitely up there as far as like the wildest comic or graphic novel that I think that I've ever read. It is it picks up and it just goes. It's unfortunate they never turned that into a movie.
Yeah, I would love that.
Uh,
There was apparently some rumors there for a bit, but it never came to never came to pass,
yeah,
unfortunately. And we're filming this a
yeah,
couple days before Halloween here. Did you ever dress up like as a horror character? Because I know you do some cosplay stuff too, at least used to.
yeah.
Have you ever dressed up like as a horror character for Halloween when you was little, or done any
Oh yeah,
cosplays? What was
oh
some
yeah.
of them?
I did a lot of on my old account before I got rid of it. I did a lot of Jason just because Jason is easy to do as
Agreed.
opposed to a lot of other horror characters. Actually, I got a mask that I'm gonna use for some horror cosplays here in the very near future. I just got to figure out what I want to do with it. I got a grabber mask,
Oh, nice, nice,
and
nice.
I'm gonna use that.
I've been searching, dude. They never had it in my local Walmart. I've been searching. I've been searching
Really.
everywhere. Yeah,
Uh, we were at Walmart and just so happened to walk by and there was one sitting there. So I was like, I'm gonna grab this and make some content with it.
yeah. And then they didn't have it my Spirit Halloween either. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna order it online. You talk about Jason. Is Jason your favorite horror villain, or who is your favorite horror villain?
Uh, it's got to be Freddy or Jason, but Freddy's probably the more popular of the two. But I feel like Jason. I feel like Jason, as far as like kills go, like the variety of the way, like he rarely kills someone the same way twice. Which I mean,
True.
for me, it's like I don't want to watch you kill the person the same way over and over and over. Like, in it's like inventiveness when especially for a slasher movie, I think is paramount, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah, like I'm not a big Jason fan really, but I do enjoy a lot of his kills, especially the sleeping bag kill. That's one of my all-time favorite kills. What was that? I think it was part seven, maybe part six, one of those two. It's one of my all-time favorite kills. But that's my next question. What is your all-time favorite horror movie kill?
So for the longest time, it was the original Nightmare on Elm Street, but now it's actually a tie between it's ironic that you're wearing that shirt because now it's really it's a tie for me now between the original Nightmare on Elm Street and Terrifier 2, which I think
Both are
is
bangers.
definitely yeah. I think Terrifier. I think Art the Clown is on the verge of being like of possibly eclipsing Freddy as in the mainstream.
For sure. Like it we haven't I don't feel like we haven't had an iconic like killer in a long time until now. Like
No, no, a
this is the
long,
first time in a
long
long
time.
time.
Yep.
What is your favorite series?
My favorite series. You know, it's a series that doesn't get a lot of love, but the Hatchet
Dude, I
series.
love Hatchet, bro. Victor Crowley is so fucking underrated, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
just really, he is brutal too. And obviously, Kane Hodder plays him as well. I love I didn't care for Victor Crowley, the movie named Victor Crowley, but I love the first three
Mm,
Hatchets so much.
yeah. No, those those are so good, and I also love the fact that the practical effects. Like I hate, and it is one of my biggest pet peeves. Uh, I do not want to see CGI or like give me practical effects in horror
Agreed.
film all day.
Have you watched the first episode of Welcome to Derry yet?
Of what? No, no. Uh, Amber's gonna be watching that pretty soon because
Awesome.
she loves it.
There's some pretty bad CGI in there. Um,
Uh,
but speaking of TV shows, do you watch any horror TV shows?
yeah. Like I've just started watching Stranger Things.
Oh, that's Stranger Things, man. That's one of my favorite
Uh,
shows.
I still watch Tales from the Crypt, even though it's not on the air anymore. I've seen some of American Horror Story.
The first few
Not really a
seasons of that
big
was
fan
pretty
of it.
decent. I like the first few, like 2 seasons, where the rest were all kind of just trash.
Yeah, I like the slasher season. I feel like
Yeah, I
it
did
went on
too.
too long, but the slasher season was really good.
I agree. And you talk about games too, or that you're a big gamer. What's your
Mm.
favorite horror game, or some of your favorite horror games?
Um, my favorite horror game would probably be the Freddy game that came out on the NES because that
I've
was
never
really
played it.
good.
Never played it.
It is I feel like it's one of those games that you have to trip out to play. It's very interesting. I'm very curious to see what they do with the Halloween game that they're making.
It's just gonna
But
be asymmetrical bullshit, probably. Just like not Clown Influence Field, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'd love Friday the 13th. Like I loved Friday the 13th.
yeah,
I know we played
that
that
was really good.
once.
Yeah. I would love it if they would bring that game back out and they would make it and they would put all the stuff that they were going to put on it. Like that's really the biggest tragedy with the lawsuit is we never got to see what that game would have looked like even halfway complete. Like it's like maybe 35%
Yeah, no.
complete.
I used to play it so much when it first came out, like
Oh yeah.
so much. Um, I know slasher is probably your favorite subgenre of horror, you know.
Yes.
What are some
Yes.
other subgenres of horror do you like? Do you like sci-fi? Do you like paranormal, found footage? Like, if you
Uh,
besides slasher, what's your favorite?
sci-fi. I'm up with that pretty heavy.
Same.
Not
That's
really
my
found
favorite.
footage.
Sci-fi horror is my favorite.
Yeah. Uh, I'm not really a fan of found footage because I feel like it's done a lot, and I feel like it's rarely done well.
Have you watched the Creep? Have you watched Creep yet? Creep or Creep 2?
No.
You should check those out. Those are really good found
Right.
footage.
Actually, the last really good found footage movie was a movie that you recommended, Frogman.
Oh yeah,
That
dude, I
was
love
really good.
Frogman. Dude, I'm covering Film Quest, and actually, tomorrow night, Frogman 2 premieres at Film Quest. I mean, this will be out way later, so my review will then be
Yeah.
on my channel. But like,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I was when I watched that last year, I was like, well, they got to make a part two. Like they got to run this back.
Yeah, it's called Frogman Returns. Frogman Returns.
Oh, that's dope.
What is an underrated horror movie that does not get enough love?
Underrated horror movie. Um, let me think. That's an older film, but I would go with Night of the Demons.
Dude, Night of the Demons fucking rips, bro. Not enough people talk
Yeah,
about it.
no. The first two are really, really good. Uh, and people just don't really, they don't really talk about that movie enough. Like it's got no actors that anyone would ever recognize. It's just a cool it's a cool horror movie. Like
I
it
agree.
doesn't try to be anything. It doesn't try to be what it's not, and it's just so good.
And
It
on the
is
flip
one of my
side,
all time favorites.
yeah, Night of the Demons rules. But on the flip side, what's an overrated horror movie?
I know what you think I'm gonna say.
Yes,
Uh,
go ahead and say it.
I'm not. I'm actually not going to say it. Uh, an overrated horror film. As much as I would like to say Scream, Scream does have its place, but I think what's it called? Final Destination. I feel like there are
Really?
way
I
too many
love
Final
Final
Destination
Destination.
films.
I love
I
them
do
all.
not. I don't. I don't. I thoroughly dislike them because like a- anytime I watch one of those, it's like, well, like that could happen. Like that could literally happen to you. Like just in the daily. I don't want to. I don't want to think about it. But
And before we wrap up here, I'm going to ask you a few
right,
rapid fire questions, just quick to the
uh,
point. Who is your favorite horror director?
Wes Craven.
Fair, fair. What's your favorite besides, Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream? Do you have a favorite Wes Craven movie?
Yeah, my soul to take.
I've not heard of that one. It's on my watch
Uh,
list. I watched
you
Shocker
should watch it.
recently. Have you watched Shocker before? Shocker's
I
pretty
think
good.
I watched it a long time ago, but you definitely need to watch my like for a horror film. It's very different.
Yeah, I heard it's like a paranormal slasher in a way. My soda take is.
Yeah, yeah, you could definitely classify it as that. It's like it's definitely a different kind of horror film, and it's also unfortunate that Wes Craven is no longer with us.
True.
Uh,
What is your favorite horror remake?
Actually, it's one that not a lot of people like. It's Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's my favorite Friday the 13th movie.
yeah, I just so this is a very unpopular opinion. I like both the Friday and the Nightmare on Elm Street remakes
Same, same.
because I feel like there were so many points where you're sitting there and you're watching the older ones and you're like person's up for like 2 months. It's like no, like I like the fact that in both films, uh, I think Michael Bay did both remakes, or at least produced them, but they take a very grounded approach to both franchises. Like they explain my favorite part of of uh, of the Friday the 13th film is they literally say, okay, well, this is how Jason appears everywhere. Like they give you a rational, real world explanation of how he would be able to like he's over here and then be somewhere else, which I really like. I like the fact that they tackled some of the things of the gripes that fans had of like, well, how is this a thing? And then they give you an answer. So
Who's your favorite final girl?
my favorite final girl. Even though I have talked an incredible amount of trash on this franchise, it's that Sydney. Just because when that came out, I was a kid, uh, and that was
You was
I
no
was
kid. You was like 90 years old. Don't lie to
I
us.
wasn't 90 but it was. But yeah, no, it was Sydney. I would give Nev Campbell her golden era. Was Scream, and then with what's it called the oh, I forget what that was. I forget what it was, but there was like a pool scene. It was not a horror film. But
Wild Things. Oh, yeah, I know what
yes,
scene you're talking
yes,
about, dude. A lot of that's I used to watch that scene a lot growing up.
yeah. Oh
I
no,
never even watched the movie fully. I always just watched that scene. Be late at
yeah,
night, everybody be in bed. I'd be like 13, 14 years old. I'd turn that motherfucker on, bro. You already know.
yeah.
Um,
So uh, there's like a whole like a collector's set of the Wild Things movies that I had when I was younger, and I would I would put it on certain scenes for each film. Like Wild Things, greatest franchise of all time. We need more Wild Things.
and talking about boobs and stuff, I feel like boobs is a lost art in horror movies. We need more boobs. Like the Terrifier franchise could use more boobs, in my opinion. Like we need to put boobs back in horror movies. Like
Yeah, there's an art form. Okay, there's an art form to the boob shot in horror film, and
it is.
that that's what we need. We need people to understand that okay, you may not win an Oscar, but the boob shot that'll live forever.
It will. Two more questions before we wrap it up here. If you could remake any horror movie, what would it be? Like any horror movie whatsoever, what would it be?
uh, I don't even know why I'm saying this one because it's such a weird one. But I feel like it would just be a fun one to remake. Critters.
Hell yeah. My answer would be Pumpkinhead, probably. I'd love to see like a Pumpkinhead in the modern
Pumpkinhead.
era.
Yeah,
There's some
like
really bad Pumpkinhead sequels apparently that I
yes,
have not checked out.
yeah. I've seen some. I feel like Pumpkinhead is like one of those ones like it was around, but like it never, with the exception of like one or like I feel like that and Hellraiser. Like
I've only watched the
there's a
first
lot of both of
Hellraiser.
those.
I've
The
never
second one's
watched any
okay.
of
Like
them.
they get they get progressively worse.
That's my first
It's one
franchise
of those.
review for 2026. Like that's my first franchise I'm gonna be reviewing for
Yeah.
2026.
But yeah, I feel like both of those franchises. There's a lot of movies. There's just not a lot of them that are any good. Like they kept trying to go back and find like what made the original installment so popular, and it just never worked.
And final question: if you could put yourself into any horror movie and survive, which one do you think you could survive?
Uh, Child's Play. It's a doll. I'm just gonna kick them across the room. He doesn't have any special powers, and it's a doll with a knife. Like I'm just gonna get a shotgun. I'm like, bet I've got you now.
Dude, I think I could fight Art the Clown. I do. I think I
Yeah,
could
but he'd
take
just
Art the
come back
Clown.
into them. But he just keep coming though. Like with
Yeah,
Chucky, at
I'd,
least with
I'd
Chucky.
keep coming too.
uh, that's fair. You're gonna
But
be the one to take out Art.
yeah, but I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Where can people find you to watch your
Uh,
content?
mainly on TikTok. I might branch out into some Instagram or something eventually, but right now it's just TikTok, and it's at the Nerdy Dad or at Sports Dad if you want to hear my sports stuff. Got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be doing. A lot of it's horror related. Coming up very shortly.
Well, I appreciate you hanging out here with me today, Shane. Um,
No
yeah,
problem.
it's been fun. I feel like this is another episode where we could probably have a part two because I don't feel like we touched nearly enough stuff. You know what I mean? But I'll try to keep these
That's
under
fair.
30 minutes, short, quick watches. You're on the commute to
Yeah.
work, whatever. I appreciate everyone watching this. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow Shane everywhere, and I'll catch you all on the next episode of Scream Sessions.